Recognize what happened. You got caught with a check. You're going to have to roll underneath that, go to the inside, catch this spot, and get around it. There you go.
So, Errol Spence has came out with his 3-fight game plan. He came out with his 3-fight game plan, and that consists of fights with, of course, Shawn Porter, which is a fight he has coming up. Then it is the winner of the Pacquiao-Thurman fight, and then it's Terrence Bud Crawford, fight that we all want to see. Of course, first it was, get a belt, beat Jeff Horn. And then we got a fight. But we all knew it was going to be a lot more than that. It's going to be a lot more to it than that. Than just beating a Jeff Horn. A guy who beat Manny Pacquiao. A guy who's fighting at middleweight. Right? See, the thing is, people didn't expect Bud Crawford to move up in weight and be so strong and manhandle Jeff Horn the way he did. But this video is not about Terrence Crawford. This video is about the guy that Errol Spence has coming up, Shawn Porter. We may never see the Terrence Crawford fight because he may have trouble with Shawn Porter. It may be a situation to where it's a split decision and they warrant a rematch. Right? See, people tend to forget that guys like Shawn Porter, never a tough fight for anybody. Been a tough fight for everybody. His losses are close decision losses. The losses that he do have. Close decisions. Rough fight for anybody. And in order for Errol Spence, who has a significant height advantage, in order for him to use one of his greatest strengths, which is the body assault, he's going to have to give up some of that height to do so. And that's going to make this fight that much more interesting. See, it's easy for people to continue to underestimate Shawn Porter. Also with the fact that Errol Spence has a lot of hype. He's the guy that everybody's looking at to be, he's the guy that everybody's looking at as the best welterweight. He's done the least in the sport of boxing. Compared to all the other fighters in that division, he's done the least. But everybody still seems to believe that he's the best welterweight. Beating Kell Brook warrants that. Shawn Porter fought Kell Brook. He lost the majority decision. Kell Brook engaged in the clinch 81 times in that fight. Kell Brook was strong enough to, he had the right game plan, the right style. Still was a close fight. Nobody ever actually ran through Showtime Shawn Porter. Boxing fans seem to really forget that this is a clash of style thing. I know it's easy to get your emotions involved in the fighter, and I know that's easy to do. But the reality situation is nobody has had an easy fight with Shawn Porter. A guy who has wins over much bigger guys as professionals, like guys like Usyk and fucking Danny Jacobs. He beat those guys in amateurs. Of course, this is a different thing in the pros, but I'm just telling you, that's just saying what type of fighter Shawn Porter is. So it's easy to write him off in this fight with Errol Spence, considering the hype that Errol Spence has behind him. But if you're a real boxing fan, you sat back and thought about it for a minute, you'd be like, man, yeah, this fight might be a little tougher than we think. It might be tougher than we think. Even though Shawn Porter didn't look too, he had a questionable win over Ugas. Not every fight could be your best night. Not everybody's gonna come in there and, But this is the big one. This is also Errol Spence's big test. So to me, this is Errol Spence. This is me seeing what Errol Spence is really made of. This Shawn Porter fight. Kell Brook fight, he kind of forced his way through. When things got rough, he seen that Kell Brook was kind of fading, slowing down. He kind of bullied his way through. He bulldogged his way through. But will he be able to bulldog another bulldog? A guy who hasn't moved up in weight and got, beaten up by, a much bigger fighter prior. A guy who didn't quit already. A guy who didn't quit already. A guy that's not coming off of surgery and got a broken eye sockets and shit. I'm not coming on here saying that Shawn Porter's going to win this fight. I'm saying that people was underestimating Shawn Porter. And when are we, us boxing fans, going to stop underestimating Shawn Porter? Maybe maybe it'll be when he beats a guy like Errol Spence. Maybe that's the time when, boxing fans will stop underestimating Shawn Porter. Shawn Porter brings his bulldog tactics to this fight. We never seen Errol Spence, how he reacts from getting cut. We never seen Errol Spence. We seen him kind of somewhat overcome adversity, but it wasn't a situation to where, he, like I said, he bulldogged his way through. But when you're in there with another bulldog, then what you gonna do? What type of adjustments will you make? Mikey Garcia was standing there. He was a potato with arms, getting pounded on. He didn't put him away. So, for the people out there that's saying that he's gonna stop Shawn Porter, explain how. Explain to me how. Shawn Porter is in a whole other league from, a lot of the guys that Errol Spence been in there with. A shot Lamont. A past prime Lamont. You could say Lamont was past his prime. Lamont definitely wasn't the same fighter. He been in a lot of wars, a lot of tough fights. Leonard Bundu, a guy Keith Thurman fought already. He been in there with some guys that just doesn't add up to the guys that Shawn Porter been in there with, the experience Shawn Porter has. Like I said, out of all the welterweights, as a professional fighter, he's done the least. He has the most to prove, if you ask me, but he don't seem as hungry. All the strap season and all that shit calmed down. What I'm saying? He has to actually get past these guys now. And we haven't really seen Shawn Porter in there. Errol Spence in there with a lot of different fighters. A lot of different fighters. We never seen him just run through a guy like Shawn Porter. It's easy to underestimate Shawn Porter. I know. Very easy. I tend to do it myself sometimes. But if you sit back and think about it, it's like I said before, this is a clash of styles. And Errol Spence, in order for him to use his strengths, which is that body assault, he's going to have to give up some of that height advantage. Shawn Porter is a more explosive athletic fighter. And Errol Spence is very technical, but to a fault. Shawn Porter, he can make it real ugly. How will Errol Spence fight in a real brawl, dog fight? This is going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting, I'll tell you that. Like, subscribe, holla at your boy. Peace out.